Well, howdy, friends. It's Wildman in the Cosmos with Untamed Fishing. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I started this fishing channel, a little bit more about who I am as the Wildman. So, it's kind of a crazy name, Wildman in the Cosmos, in some ways. At least it is to me. But my story, I grew up in a very controlling environment. Some would call it a cult, I would. And I loved fishing. From the time I can first remember, I was so intrigued with what was under the water. It always felt like another world that I was reaching into. I could catch those fish, catch crayfish, anything that was under the water. I just loved catching them. When I was 10 or 11 years old, I remember being at the local hardware store, and there was this beautiful, shiny blue fishing rod there, glitter blue, and I asked my mom if she'd buy that for me. And we grew up pretty poor. Did not expect to be able to get that present, but she bought it for me, and I was so thrilled. Little Zebco 202 push button reel on there. Man, I used that fishing pole a lot. I'd go down. We lived a half a mile from Sugar Creek. Now, Sugar Creek was just a muddy little creek, but it could have been a blue ribbon stream for all I cared. For the hours and hours I spent down there fishing. But pretty soon I started getting a little older, and they started really trying to limit the amount of time I'd spend on the creek. I wanted to go down there every night when the fishing was good, but they put a limit. Twice a week you could fish. And I fought that limit so hard, but no matter what I did, I couldn't get around it. 14 years old, I got out of school, got out of 8th grade. And at that point in time, my parents said it's time to start working. I started working full time. So I'll be 40 in about 2 weeks. And I had been working full-time since I was 14 years old. In construction, building houses up until 2005, 6, and then I started Spray Foam Solutions in 2009. So, yeah, no, I built up to 2009. And with that, I was so busy working that I quit fishing. I'd fish a little bit, maybe here or there, but one of the comments my dad would say was, when I became a man, I put away childish things. And I really, really forgot how to play. I forgot how to have fun. I was too busy working. And so I structured my business in a way to give me freedom so I would be able to do the things I loved. But I was so busy or so used to not doing them that I just wasn't even doing them. So about 2022, I think it was, we're 2 years into this crazy COVID stuff, and I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? And I went to Sedona. I was at a retreat out in Sedona, end of 21. I had this experience. It's very much like a death experience. Felt like I died and came back, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm almost 40. And I came back, and I booked a fly fishing trip with a guide. Went out on the water, went steelhead fishing. I think we caught 8 fish that day. That day changed my life. And I was so passionate, so excited about getting back out there. So this has been the story of rediscovery of what it means to be alive. The amount of peace I've found on the river, the amount of creativity I've found on the river, the amount of friends I've made on the river. And I know some people, their journey is more private, they're not sharing it. But somehow my journey, I felt called to share my experiences. I'm out there in nature, connecting with these fish, these beautiful steelhead. We went to Florida and caught a bunch of fish down there. Totally different experience, but still just as beautiful. And I want to share that with you, to help you connect to the wild in you. The wild man in the cosmos. It's not about being wild as in a bad boy that's doing drugs and crazy stuff. And I was talking to someone, they said, well, the last wild man I knew was a cocaine dealer. And I thought that was kind of funny because quite a bit different than what I'm showing up in this world with. But it's that primal part that connects to the wild, to nature. That's what the wild man means. So thank you for supporting this channel. I really want to grow this here to something that can be impactful in the world. I know being in nature just changes our lives. So one day at a time, we all can make a difference. So again, thank you for your support. Thank you so much for all the love I've received. I look forward to meeting you on the river. If you ever see me on the water, please come up and say hi. Makes my day connecting with you guys. Love you all. Peace.